Today, we're on the Watchung Reservation of New Jersey. This area saw its first white settler move into the area in 1736 when Peter Wilcox built a sawmill here. It was next purchased from the Wilcox family in 1844 by David Felt, a bookbinder from nearby New York who was looking to expand. 2 years later, a factory, dams, and town for the workers had been erected, which he named Feltville after himself. The town had 13 double dwellings, 2 dormitories, a general store, blacksmith, and barns. Today, just 8 houses remain. Storage. Yeah, look at the floor right there. Not doing too well. I'm gonna be careful where I'm walking. Just an old dirt cellar. A strict and religious man, Felt required all residents in his town to attend the non-denominational church along with mandatory school for the children, earning him the moniker King David to the townsfolk. All citizens could purchase goods only from his general store, and the town curfew was signaled by a bell at Felt's house at 9 p.m. sharp. Four years later, around 175 people lived in the town. Roughly 4 families lived in each of the large houses, 2 in the smaller. Should we look inside? Got to. Empty. Yeah, you can see in here, it's like just full of boxes and stuff. Maybe historic things they've saved. Felt would eventually sell his mill in town in 1860, but several new owners never could keep the mill open, and the town was abandoned, earning its name as the Deserted Village. In 1882, it was purchased and turned into Glenside Park, a summer resort, but it did not remain open for long as more and more people began to go to Jersey Shore. This trap door just goes down back here. Kitchen. Ooh, yeah, be careful. The owner abandoned the property, and several of the buildings were eventually purchased to serve as a club by a man who had a fondness for South American culture, and he hired artist Roberto de la Silva to paint murals inside 2 of the houses. Eventually, in 1916, it was purchased by the Park Commission and turned into the Watchung Reservation. They began stabilizing and renting some of the houses out to families in need. Today, 3 of the homes have permanent residents, while the rest is open to the public as parkland. Light on at that one. Although look at the roof of it. They can't rent that out.
That part there.
Some kind of small rooms. They are in very bad shape. Like, look at how bowed this is. Oh yeah, that's gonna fall right through. The porches were not added until the 1900s, when the village was converted to the Glenside Resort. During the 70s and 80s, teens would party at the abandoned village, and many squatters lived inside the homes. Basement. Oh, whoa. That was a close call. Another old fireplace. And a creepy shower. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. This is all that's left of the factory, which produced various stationery items along with accounting ledgers and books. Check this thing out. I think it might have been like part of a bridge, because there's over there a part. Today, Blue Brook is but a stream, but when the dams were here, it provided enough power for the mill and town. This small cemetery contains the graves of Peter Wilcox and his family before they sold the property to Felt. Wilcox passed away in 1776, the same year the Declaration of Independence was signed. Naturally, an abandoned village is a wellspring for horror tales, and we'll be taking much of this history from the Weird New Jersey website. Locals say it was widely talked about that the woods beyond the village were the meeting spot for witches, covens, and satanic cults. The woods directly around the village were known as the Enchanted Forest or the Magic Forest, but if you passed too far beyond, you would enter the Witches' Forest, where the rituals were said to take place. One local tells a story about driving by a fire late one night and seeing it was no ordinary fire. It was a burning pentagram. Somebody decided to make some little mud forts. But there's one story of a haunting in the village itself, where the ghosts of 3 girls are said to reside in the last house in the back row. At some time around 1912, 3 young sisters of the house went out for a camping trip but never returned. The search party was able to only find the girls' bonnets laying on the ground. The fear swept through the village, who from then on refused to allow their children to enter the woods, and half the town moved away in fear. While this tale sounds like the imaginings of a teenager looking to scare their friends, there may be a basis of truth to the story. Back during the days of Feltville, 2 16-year-old girls from the town went to bathe in the lake above the dam where they both drowned. Both worked at the factory and were noted as being good swimmers, leaving their death a mystery. Today, the deserted village of Feltville sits in a state of arrested decay. Visitors can walk around the buildings or go into the museum, and for those brave enough, you can take the trails into the Enchanted Forest. But if you do, be wary, for if you go too far, you may enter the Witch's Forest, and what you find may not be pleasant.